morning students. Today we are going to take third chapter, measures of central tendency. Now students, in the first chapter what we learn about the collection of data, where what are the different ways to collect the data, and in the second chapter we learn about the method of classification. Through it the large volume of data can be classified and it can be represented in more organized way. Now students, we also learn about the diagram and graph also, and through it we came to know about the how we can recognize the trends and pattern through it, and obviously we can compare the data. Now students, if we want to do the more analysis, for that we have to go through this chapter. We will take one example. Suppose a company wants to compare the sales of two products produced by it, and obviously the sales will change from day to day. So if the company has data about 50 days, and if it is representing it through the diagram, it becomes very difficult to display the data of 50 days and to compare. So the company needs some exact measure to describe the data of sales of their two products for further conclusion and comparison. So for that comparison we have central tendency. Now students, we will learn what is the definition of average. The central value around which the value of the variable are concentrated is called the measures of central tendency or average value, and thus average value can be taken as the representative for the whole set of data, and it is used for the further analysis, interpretation and comparison. Now students, thus an average value present the data in a concise form, then it shows the spatial characteristics of the data, and it helps in the comparison between two or more sets of data. And different measures can be taken for the central tendency, and it depends on the choice of data type of data that we have, then purpose of average value and its further application. Now we will learn some of the characteristics. Now students, we have characteristics of good measures of central tendency. What is given in that? It should be well defined and rigid. Next, it should be easy to understand as well as to calculate also. It should be based on all the observation of the data. Obviously, when we are finding the average, it should be based on the all observation. Next, it should be suitable for further algebraic operations, so we can do the further operation on that. It should be a stable measure. It means the value of average found on different samples of same size of the same population should be almost same. Next, it should not be unduly unaffected by the few very large or very small observation. So now students, first we are taking arithmetic mean. What is given in the meaning? Arithmetic mean is defined as the value obtained by sum of all observation divided by the total number of observation. It means when we are taking the sum of all observation, whatever we have been given in the question, and we will divide it by the total number of observation, that is to be called mean. Now students, the arithmetic mean of variable x is denoted by x bar. So for a raw or ungrouped data, what will be the value of variable x, that is x1, x2 up to xn, whatever value we have been given. So the mean is equals to x1 plus x2 plus up to xn upon n. N is equals to number of variable. So students, now we are taking question number 1 in your exercise 3.1. So students, first question, what is given in the question? The weekly growth in sapling grown in a nursery are. Now students, as you are seeing, we have been given the information of the growth of sapling. Find the mean growth. So students, first of all we have to assume x. So here we will assume x. X is equals to weekly growth in sapling. Now students, we will count the value of n. How many numbers we have been given? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have been given n is equals to 10. Now students, we will find mean. Mean is equals to x bar sigma xi upon n. Now students, here we have to put the value of n. X, that is 1.0 plus 3.2 plus 1.4 plus 1.9 plus 2.4 plus 1.6, then plus 1.4 plus 2.1 plus 1.3 plus 1.5 upon n, that is 10. Now students, we can take this formula also, that what we have taken, x1 plus x2 plus up to x10 upon 10. This formula also we can take. So students, sum of all these numbers is equals to 18.8 upon 10. So the answer is 1.78 centimeter. So here we will write mean growth is equals to 1.78 centimeter. Now students, this question was related to the raw data. Now students, we will take the question of discrete frequency distribution. First of all, we will learn what is the formula for discrete frequency distribution. Now students, for the discrete frequency distribution, when we have been given the value of x1, x2 up to xk with the frequency, that is f1, f2 up to fk. So n, we have to take the total number of observation, that is total of frequency. Whatever frequency we have been given, f1 up plus f2 up to fk, that will be taken as the value of n. And here the formula for the mean will be is equals to sum of all observation upon total number of observation. That is, in short, we can say sigma fi xi upon n or sigma fi. Now students, we will take the question. Exercise 3.1, question number 3 we are taking. The following table gives the diameter of different screws selected from a large consignment. Find the mean diameter. Now students, first of all, we have to assume x. So here question number 3, let x is equals to diameter of screw and f will be number of screw. So students, first of all, we will note down the question, that is diameter of screw, that is xi. Next, number of screw, that is fi. So first 30, then 35, 40, 45, 50, next 55. Next frequency 4, 10, 15, 8, 5 and 3. Now students, we will find fi xi. It means multiplication of these two. So here 30 multiplied 40 is equals to 120. Next 35 multiplied 10 is equals to 350. 40 multiplied 15 is equals to 600. 45 multiplied 8 is equals to 360. 50 multiplied 5 is equals to 250. Next 55 multiplied 3 is equals to 165. So students, now we will find the total, that is to be called sigma fi xi. So its total is 1845. Now students, we will find the value. So students, mean, that is x bar is equals to sigma fi xi upon n. So students, sigma fi xi total was 1845 and for total of frequency, that is 45. So here the value will be 41 and the answer will be in the millimeter. So students, here we will write this statement. Mean diameter is equals to 41 mm. Now students, we will take how to find the mean for continuous frequency distribution. So formula here we have been given, mean is equals to a plus sigma fi di upon n multiplied by c. Now students, as you know, continuous frequency distribution doesn't have the exact value of x. So here as you are seeing, income we have been given the classes, that is 2000 to 3000. So for that we have to find the mid value, and that value is to be taken as the value of x. So students, now we will take the question. So students, in the exercise 3.1, fourth question we are taking. The marks in a test for a group of students are as follows. Find the mean marks of these students. Now we have been given marks from 0 to 70. So we have to find the mean marks of these students. So students, first of all, question number 4. First of all, we have to assume x. X is equals to marks of students. Next, fi is equals to number of students. Now students, we have to note down the question. Marks, next number of students, marks, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and 60 to 70. Next, number of students, that is frequency 3, 5, 12, 16, 11, 5 and 4. Now students, we have to find the mid value. Now students, first of all, we will write the formula for the mid value, according to which formula we are finding, that is mid value is equals to upper limit of class plus lower limit of class divided by 2. So students, here as we are seeing 0 plus 10, that is 10 divided by 2, so 5. So 10 plus 20, that is 30, so 50. So accordingly we will find the value of mid value, that is 25, 35, 45, 55, 65. Now students, after doing this much, we can find the value of a mean according to the discrete frequency distribution also. This value is x, and that this is fi. So we can directly also we can find fi xi, but here we have the another value, that is d. We have to assume this formula is equals to sigma xi minus a upon c. Now students, d's formula is equals to xi minus a upon c. So what is a? A is equals to assumed mean and c is equals to common factor. Now students, which value is to be taken as assumed mean? Now students, as you are seeing, we have the mid value, that is 7 mid value we have. So we have to take the middle number as the a. So students, here middle number is 35, so we will take a is equals to 35. Next is C. C is common factor. We have to find out what is the common factor between these. So here as we are seeing, all are in the table of 10. 10 or 5. Not table, but there is a difference of 10 between all these numbers. So common factor we will take 10. So students, now we will go according to this formula. D is equals to xi minus 35 upon 10. So first value is 5. 5 minus 35 is equals to 30, and divide by 10 is equals to minus 3. Next 15. So 15 minus 35, that is 20, minus 20 divide by 10, so minus 2. Next 25. 25 minus 35, that is minus 10, divided by 10 is equals to minus 1. Now students, when we will find the value of these, it will come according to this: minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, then 0, then 1, 2, 3. Now students will find fi di. So fi di, it means multiplication of fi and di. So 3 multiply minus 3, that is minus 9. 5 multiply minus 2, that is minus 10. Then 12 multiply minus 1 is equals to minus 12, then 0, then 11, 10, then 12. Now students, we will have to find the total of all these. So these are in the minus and these are the positive integer. So we will find the total. So the total is plus 2. Now we will put the value in the formula. So formula, that is mean is equals to mean x bar is equals to a plus sigma fi di upon n multiplied by c. Now students, a, which value we have taken as a, so that is 30 pi. Sigma fi di is equals to 2. Now n, we have to find the total of frequencies. So total of frequency is equals to 56. So here we will take 56, and c, we have to take what value we have taken as a c, that is 10. Now students, we will find the value. So it is 35. First of all, we will divide 2 by 56 and the number we have to multiply by 10. So here we are getting, that is 0.36. So the answer is 35.36. So we will write this statement, that is mean marks of students is equals to 35.36. I hope students, this question is clear to you.